Today is July 2nd, 2025. The first days of July have been hot here in the mountains. It's the kind of heat that settles in and just doesn't leave, where everything feels slower and heavier. But the garden has been loving this heat. Oh my goodness, it feels like everything decided to bloom and ripen all at once. This week I've harvested what must be hundreds of pounds of fruit from this garden. My days have been filled with canning and preserving. I think this is the first year we've had a truly abundant harvest. Definitely enough to last us through the winter, which is going to be so nice. All week I've been imagining what it'll feel like in the darkest part of winter to open a fresh jar of strawberry jam. And the best part of summer here is the warm nights. Most days we nap through the hottest hours and then stay up late watching the moon rise and the stars come out. It is seriously such a beautiful night tonight. Oh my gosh. It's been really hot here these days, but tonight it's kind of cooled down a little bit and there's a breeze in the air and it's just like so quiet. It's so quiet. So there's this wild apricot tree up here in the mountains, and every night I've been coming up here and picking like a huge basket full of them. And they're just so good. Oh my gosh. Wow. I always think that I'm gonna be super productive in the summertime. But then it gets hot and all I wanna do is just lay around and eat fruit. Wow, this is so good. Oh, I'm so tired. I do not wanna walk back down this mountain. Maybe if I eat a couple more of these apricots, I'll get some energy. It's starting to get dark though. I'm almost certain I heard a wailing cougar on my way up here, like up in these mountains. Maybe I shouldn't be relaxing right now. Maybe I should be on cougar watch. I would get attacked by a cougar with a huge basket full of apricots. Like, you can take me, but you can't take my apricots. So in the winter, the air gets so dry here, you guys. Oh my gosh. And the heaters just make it much worse. I feel like my skin and hair always suffer during the cold months. But now that it's warm, I've been spending almost every night down by the river. I call it my personal spa. And lately I've been making this tea from herbs and flowers that I'm growing in the garden. I'll put calendula, rosemary, chamomile, and mint into a pot, let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and then pour it over my hair. And it's honestly been helping my hair grow so long. I think this is the longest it's been in years. If you're trying to grow your hair, I really recommend doing rosemary rinses. Also, a couple of weeks ago when I picked all that yarrow, I dried the stems and ground them up into a powder. And every night I've been adding a little water to make a paste and rubbing that all over my body. And I feel like it's made my skin look so much better. And I just love it when it gets warm here. I feel like my overall well-being improves so much. I feel better. My skin feels better. My body feels better. Sometimes I find myself dreaming of what it would be like to live in a place that's warm all year round. But then I remember how much I like the seasons, and I think I'm crazy. There is such an overabundance of berries in my garden this year. All day long for the past couple of weeks, I have spent hours picking berries. So today I am making fresh strawberry pie, which has become my absolute favorite thing in the entire world. So to make this pie, you just have to pre-bake the pie crust in the pie pan, and it cooks for about 30 minutes, and you want to bake it until it's fully done in golden brown. And then as you're letting it cool, you can make the filling by cooking down 2 cups of fresh strawberries, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, lemon juice, and 1/2 cup of sugar. And you cook that for about 5 minutes until it thickens. And then you just stir in 2 cups of fresh strawberries and pour that filling into your pre-cooked pie crust. And then you just let it chill in the fridge for a couple of hours until it gets firm. I put a big layer of whipped cream on top, which I think is very necessary. And oh my gosh, there are no words to describe how good this was. If you guys can find some local strawberries this season, I would highly recommend making this pie. So then I just cooked down the rest of the strawberries and made some preserves from them. Before this, I've never actually had homemade strawberry jam before. I'd only have store-bought, and oh my gosh, what a huge difference in taste. I was kind of blown away when I realized how everything I've been eating my entire life is just so much worse than the homemade version. So the sun has just now risen over the mountain. I woke up like 5 minutes ago and I want to quickly get as much done as I can before it gets too hot today. I think it's gonna get 95 degrees today. So some of my lettuces have gone to seed now. They've gotten too large and old, and when they get big like that, they kind of start to taste bitter. So I'm gonna rip out some of my lettuces and replant. Okay, so I've just finished clearing this patch here, and now I'm gonna plant, I'm not sure what yet. Maybe more cucumbers. My cucumbers like aren't doing well right now. I couldn't decide, so I'm gonna do cilantro, lettuce, this variety of cucumber, carrots, some other cucumbers, some dill, beets, and lettuce. Again, I'm gonna plant all these here. As I've slowed down a lot in my life and started taking my time with things more, I've noticed something shift in me. And what's changed is that I've started to actually really enjoy things more. For years, honestly, most of my life, whenever I was doing something, I was always thinking about the next thing. I was never really present, I feel like, just rushing from one thing to the next. But now, maybe it's just getting older, I don't know. These slow, mundane tasks that used to bore me, like weeding the garden or picking raspberries all day, have somehow become some of my favorite things to do. Maybe it's because of how meditative they are. You know, you can kind of just like let your mind feel a sense of peace. We're just so constantly bombarded with stuff all day long. Our minds are just like desperate for some peace. Anyways, so a couple of weeks ago, I was telling you guys about how I'm considering setting up a little bread stand on the side of the road. And now that I have an overflowing amount of berries in my garden, I'm also thinking of selling some of these jars of homemade jam. I think this week I've canned over 100 jars, so I'll have quite a bit to sell. I think that would be really cute, honestly, like a little sourdough bread stand with homemade jam. I just love that idea so much. So I also wanted to share with you all my absolute favorite thing to make with raspberry preserves. This recipe comes from my great-grandmother, and it is so good. Oh my goodness. It's really easy to do. It just requires a couple of simple ingredients. They bake into these like perfect, soft, incredible bars, which are sweet and buttery, but also tart from the raspberries. Oh, they're just so good. They're my favorite part of summer. So today I want to try something that I've been meaning to do for a very long time. I want to try to sew my own underwear. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some old scrap fabric that I have from previous projects. I also bought this white lace elastic that I'm gonna use to line the underwear with. And then I have a pair here that I'm going to copy the dimensions of for the pattern. And I think that's all I'll need. I am not certain that this is gonna work, but I really want it to. I don't know, I think it's kind of a cool idea to make your own underwear. Okay, so I just finished my first pair, and oh my gosh, look how cute these are. I'm so excited. These are adorable. I put a little lace along the edges along with elastic, and yeah, I'm surprised how quick this was. It probably took me about 30 minutes to do this, and they turned out so cute. Oh my gosh. These lace underwear turned out so cute. I'm gonna make so many pairs of these. Also, let me know if you want me to make a separate video about how to make these. They're very simple and beginner friendly, so I think that would be a fun video to make. Okay, I want to tell you guys about something that I've been doing almost every single night this summer. So I've been coming down here almost every night to pick these beautiful strawberries to put into my ice cream. I think that the key to living, oh, look at this. I think the key to living a happy life is to eat more ice cream. It's like a graph. One axis is ice cream, and then the other is happiness. like it just goes like that. Oh, we got these berries. Yum. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Okay, bye-bye.